Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, I'd like to share something that I have been loving for many years now, something that has been very useful to me, to my marriage, and to my family. So I thought I'll go ahead and share it to other people, especially to the ladies out there, especially if you're engaged, you're about to get married, or you're married. This is very, very useful. Now, before I start, I'd like to talk about female mentorship really quick because I think that is very important. And what I've noticed when it comes to female mentorship is that a lot of it is focused on career guidance, development at work, being successful at work. And those are important things, but I think it's even more important to mentor women when it comes to the aspect of wifehood and motherhood. Now, I was very blessed that when I was a new bride about 2 decades ago, I met a wonderful, woman from church that has given me some guidance and gifted me something that has been very useful to me and to my marriage. Now, this is a book that I'm going to share, but before I do that, I'll go ahead and read something from the Bible to emphasize the significant role of the aged women when it comes to teaching the young women. So this is in the book of Titus. This is the King James Version of the Bible. I'm going to go ahead and read it. According to Titus chapter 2, verse 3 to 5, it says here, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. So again, I was very blessed, very thankful to this lady at church that has gifted me this book that has helped me so much throughout the years. Now, this was a tradition as a church. If there was a new bride at church, they would gift you this book. You read it and then you pass it on. Now, I passed that book on, but I love the book so much that I decided to get my own copy. So this one I've owned for 15 years. So the book is called Created to Be His Helpmeet by Debi Pearl. There's so many guidance on this book and just a lovely book for those who are engaged, about to be married, or for those who's struggling with certain things. It really helps with a lot of things. There's so many pointers here. There's also a lot of other women's, married women's like experiences that give you that guidance that you need as what's the word? As you maneuver the life of being a new wife or a wife in general. Okay, so there was one thing in this book, in one of the chapters, it talks about the ABCs of being a helpmeet. And I love this one because it's quick, it's easy. I actually typed this and put it on front of my fridge. So it reminds me of these little things that I can do to better myself as a wife. So let's go through that really quick. So it says ABCs of being a helpmeet. So the first one, letter A, to admit when you are wrong. Very important. There's nothing more frustrating than being with someone who never admits when they are wrong. So always admit when you are wrong. Letter B is to be positive. Now, this is very important for us ladies because I remember this must have been a podcast by Jordan Peterson where he talked about, women being susceptible, is that the word, to negative emotions. And we are made that way for a reason because women are obviously the primary caregiver of infants and children. And, being able to feel those negative emotions you know, um, allow us to detect. I was looking for the word detect danger, and that is a good thing. But on the other hand, it can be hard to have those emotions, to be able to feel every single emotion. And there are times of the month where you just feel so much of those. It's overflowing of emotions, a lot of negative emotions. And so when you're going through that, ladies, you can neutralize that emotion by letter C, to cuddle. Yes, very simple, but it really does help. Try it. Okay, letter D is to do it his way. Now, this is very hard for some, especially if you are kind of, what's the word, strong-headed, strong-willed, but we should allow the leader to lead. Okay, letter E, to encourage him, encourage your man. They go through so much stress at work, and it's not easy to be a leader. So you always have to be a good helpmeet and encourage your man. Letter F is to fix his breakfast. Yes, he will definitely appreciate that. Letter G is to give back rubs. Now, even better, Probably better than breakfast. All right. Letter H is to hug often. Now, this is again one neutralizer, at least for me. When I'm feeling those negative emotion, I just ask my husband for a hug because it really does help. It's like it fixes a lot of problems. Try it, ladies. Okay, letter I. I love you should be said many times daily. Yes, definitely. Letter J is to joke around in a playful manner. I think it's very important to be able to share those moments where you could just joke around and laugh about the little silly things. Letter K is to know his needs, and you can do that by letter L, to listen to him. I am a little bit guilty of this one because I have the tendency to just blah, 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 blah. And then, it's hard to know your man's need if you just keep talking and you never allow him to talk. So when I catch myself, I'm like, I gotta shut up and let him talk. So let your man talk. So listen to him. And letter M, manage your home well. This is very important. I think every person, not just men, but people in general appreciate a clean, organized home. But your man, your husband will definitely appreciate a home that is clean and organized. So manage your home well. Letter N is to never hold grudges. All right, that's very important. Letter O, open your eyes in the morning and smile. So this is all about establishing those habits, to be positive. Just start with the little things and then go up. It's like the snowball effect. All right, letter P, pray for him. This is probably one of the most important tips here, is to pray for your man. Letter Q, also probably the second most important thing, is to quit nagging him. Don't nag him too much, all right? Don't nag him, period. Letter R, reminisce about good times. This is very important, especially if you're going through the rough times. Go back to those good times because remind yourself how you started, how much in love you are of each other. So my husband and I, when we started getting to know each other, we wrote each other lots of love letters. And I keep everything. So whenever, I'm feeling down, I go back to those letters and I remind myself of how much my husband loves me. It really does help. All right, letter S is to show respect and honor. This is probably on the top of a man's list. Always show respect and honor because a man is it's gonna be very hard to work with a man who, if you start disrespecting him, he's not gonna be cooperative, you ladies. Okay, so show respect and honor. Letter T, trust and earn his trust. That goes hand in hand, the S and T. Letter U is to understand his needs for reverence. Now those three goes hand in hand. So show respect and honor, trust and earn his trust, and then understand his needs for reverence. Letter V, vulnerability. Now that's a hard word to say. It's a feminine trait cultivated. So I think men in general have this tendency. I'm not saying all, but majority of men, like women that, show some vulnerability. So if you have that trait, cultivate it. If you don't, try to have it because I can talk about this on a separate video, but yes, this is one important things for us ladies, to be vulnerable. Letter W, wink at him. This is kind of fun. If you know how to wink, then do that. But X is for private times. Oh, okay. Those goes hand in hand. You wink and then all right. So W is to wink at him. X is for private times. Okay, joking aside, I think this is very, very important. The intimacy between a husband and a wife is very important. You have to have that connectivity. You don't want to lose that. And one thing that is very important when it comes to this X, the private times, is never use that to punish anybody, because I've heard of women doing this. Never withhold that. Never withhold sex to punish your husband. Don't do that, because that is going to be the start or the beginning of a rocky relationship. Never do that. Never do that. All right, letter Y, yearn to please him. So all of these three goes hand in hand. Wink at him. X is for private times. Make sure you have that intimate moment. Intimacy needs to be continuous, okay? And Y is to yearn to please your husband. Letter Z, last but not the least, Zealously guard him with your love. Be enthusiastic when it comes to guarding your husband with your love. So those are some of the little things that I found in this book that's really, really nice. There's so much that I've learned from this book. Things from, how to be obedient to your husbands, how to be obedient to their own husbands, and so much more. So if you're interested on this book, you can go and buy it in their website. I'm gonna go ahead and just provide the website in my description below. So that's the video for today. If you have anything you'd like to add or you have any comment, you're more than welcome to do that in my comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.